My name is Carrie Aldrich. I was treated for stage 4 breast cancer. It was in my lymph nodes and in my iliac bone. Prior to being diagnosed, I had no idea there was anything going on. I was fairly healthy. I ate well, exercised, lived what I thought was a somewhat normal life, busy with work, very passionate about what I do. We have adult foster care homes for adults with mental illness and developmental disabilities. So I was busy doing that and loving it. We are growing. Then this happened and kind of threw a wrench in all my plans.
When did you start noticing that there's a problem?
I didn't notice that there was a problem until I felt a lump. And I wasn't sure what it was. Of course, everyone always thinks, oh, it's not me, it's fine. But I thought I would get it checked out just for peace of mind. I was very fortunate to be able to get in to see my primary care physician the next day. He immediately had concerns, and you could tell by his face that he's like, you need to get this checked out right away. Probably the hardest thing for me to wrap my mind around was that I felt fine, but I wasn't fine. So psychologically, there was that battle there. It was difficult because I thought I was fine, and I kept thinking, oh, tomorrow it'll be fine, this was just a dream, but it really wasn't. It was a struggle to get the diagnosis, just to get the treatment. They wanted to schedule me a few weeks out for my mammogram. I wasn't willing to wait. We ended up driving to another state to get the mammogram done. Came back to Michigan, still couldn't make progress, went back out of state to get more testing done. So it was just a battle. Since they didn't know if it was stage 3 or stage 4, they were giving us varying ideas on what their treatment plan would be. We got a lot of the same feedback: surgery, chemo, radiation. Did a lot of research to find out what that would involve, ask a lot of opinions, talked to people that had been through it before, and really wasn't pleased with the outcome. Initially, when I got my diagnosis, the radiologist that had conducted the ultrasound told me that I would probably have a mastectomy and do some radiation and be done. He made it sound like it was going to be a quick and easy process. We had communicated with a provider out of state that said the same thing. They couldn't give me an exact yet because they didn't have all the testing in, but they said, you should be able to come down, spend a week, get a mastectomy, go home, everything was done. So again, me feeling fine, I'm thinking, I can get this done. I'll be back in a week, maybe 2 weeks if I want to spend a little time there and have a vacation, and my life would be back to normal. Quickly figured out that was not going to be the case. No matter who I pushed, that was not what their plan was going to be. Then once we found out it was stage 4, they essentially said there was nothing that they were going to do.
What led you to Envita?
My brother lives in Florida, and he happened to be talking to someone just a couple days after my diagnosis, and they mentioned Envita. It was that simple, yet it felt like destiny. I met with Dr. Sears, and he was amazing. He started the conversation by talking about that he's very data-driven, which is like me, especially in the field that I'm in. So just from that one sentence, I thought, okay, I feel like this is a good place. I don't need someone that's going to be overly friendly, or not that he wasn't, because he is, or just, sit there and reassure me, give me false reassurance. I want the data. I want to know, what are you using? What's going to, work? I came in with my list of questions, and we, went over the allotted time, and he was very comfortable just sitting there, not rushing us. He used a whiteboard to explain everything, which I very much appreciated, again, because I want that information. And he was explaining what they would do in conventional treatment versus what they would do here, and how he thought that would be successful for me. Everywhere else they talk about we have to follow the guidelines. Doesn't matter where you go for chemo, we're going to follow these guidelines. And it doesn't make you feel like they're treating you like the individual person that you are. What works for me is going to be different than what works for you. One of the best things for me was that my life felt normal. I was able to wake up in the morning and still get work done. I came to treatment in the afternoon. I worked during treatment. I was on calls with my staff. So I didn't feel out of touch. I did receive chemo. I received the fractionated chemo, the PBM. I did CIPI as well. Then I did the cryoablation on all of the tumors that I had. I also did PEF, which they said was brand new. I think it was the second week that I had it done. It seemed very easy. I give a lot of credit to Dr. Medina and his staff because I'm sure it's not easy for them and they know what they're doing. But for me, it became routine where I'd come in, everybody was friendly, we'd talk and laugh about what we had done the last week. I laid down, they put me out, and I got the treatment and went home. Everyone here was so friendly and welcoming. There was not one time that I saw anyone that seemed like they were having a bad day. If they were, they dealt with it behind the scenes and you would have never known. It felt very comfortable and welcoming. I think that was really important because, you're here every day for months at a time, that it really makes a difference to feel that. I think that energy transfers to us as the patients as well, because I would say the same thing. Very rarely did you see anyone that was having a bad day. And when you think about it, we're going through a cancer treatment. It could easily be one of the worst days of our lives every day, and you don't feel that at Envita. So the ability to be normal, feel normal, I think is one of the things I'm the most grateful for to Envita, because it allowed me to feel like I can get through it. The personalized treatment that you get is so unique that it's hard to really compare it to conventional treatment. It's apples to oranges.